Nick Kyrgios, a tennis bad boy, is frequently in the news, whether for good or bad. The Australian has given tennis fans some of the most thrilling and divisive moments in recent years since going pro in 2012. Welcome to Tennis Sensations. Nick Kyrgios frequently makes headlines. One of tennis's most talented players, the Australian is capable of defeating any player on the ATP Tour. Just ask Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. In contrast to his skill on the court, Kyrgios is more frequently featured on the front page due to his bad boy antics, some of which are savory and others which are not so much. Paul Jubb was pushed aside by Kyrgios, who then delivered one of the sport's most entertaining press conferences. He received an 8,000-pound punishment for on-court dickhousery, but only after a nail-biting straight sets victory over Filip Krajinovic. In the meantime, Kyrgios has been elevated to the status of the personification of everything immoral and uncouth, and has once again been canonized as the bad boy of tennis. Is anything here true? Even if Kyrgios, a real breathing code violation on the court, is endearing, bright, and even fairly reflective in person, in actuality, Wimbledon, which is currently experiencing a recession, really needs him to go far in this draw, and not just because he is such a brilliant athlete. A significant obstacle will be Tsitsipas. It's possible to play Rafael Nadal in the semifinals if you advance past the following round and defeat likely Alex de Minaur in the quarterfinals. This would be the ideal matchup between the nice, orderly Rafa and the obnoxious Australian who won't stop babbling. This is another characteristic of Kyrgios. Tennis is known for its obsession with bad boys and bad girls. Then again, this is the most polite of games, where penalties are meted out for what are essentially social faux pas. Acting insufficiently ritualistically, donning the incorrect attire, or shouting excessively. Nothing Kyrgios has done looks particularly detrimental in the real world when looking at his criminal history. He was penalized in 2018 for mimicking masturbation with his water bottle at Queen's. Another time, he halted his game until someone gave him an unbranded plain white towel. You will be amazed to know the most ridiculous things the 24-year-old has said or done. Last month, after Roger Federer's victory at the Laver Cup, Kyrgios was caught on camera claiming he was distracted by a hot chick in the crowd. "I lost concentration. I saw a really hot chick in the crowd," Kyrgios said just after the second set. "Like, I'm being jarringly honest, I'd marry her right now. Right now." Later, due to an injury, he withdrew from the competition. He has not yet wed the woman. He hurled his chair onto the court at the Italian Open. At this year's Italian Open, Kyrgios made a significant mistake. Before kicking his water bottle and throwing his chair on the court in a fit of passion during his match with Casper Ruud, the Australian turned on the spectators. Unsurprisingly, he was fined $25,000 and disqualified from the competition. On a well-known tennis podcast, he once bashed Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. In a harsh interview with the No Challenges Remaining podcast in May 2019, Kyrgios took aim at several of tennis's top names. He described Novak Djokovic as having a sick obsession with wanting to be liked, Rafael Nadal as being salty, and Fernando Verdasco as being the most arrogant person ever. His dispute with Stan Wawrinka has yet to even be mentioned. He urged supporters to cover their faces in Nutella and Vegemite as a sign of solidarity. The debate, undoubtedly his strangest to date, was sparked online by a fan during Wimbledon 2015 and rapidly caught Kyrgios' attention. "It doesn't get more Australian than the support of your locals and a face full of Vegemite," he reportedly told a Facebook follower who had engaged in the unusual practice, according to The Telegraph. In celebration of Nick Kyrgios, supporters daubed their faces with Vegemite and Nutella. The evening before being eliminated from Wimbledon, he spent time drinking with journalists. Kyrgios was eliminated from Wimbledon 2019 in the second round by Rafael Nadal. But if he hadn't gone out drinking the night before with journalists, that might not have been the case. The night before his match on center court, the Australian was allegedly chatting with girls and drinking running till 11 p.m. at a nearby pub called the Dog and Fox. Ready to hear more funny or bad boy moments? Smash the subscribe button. Kyrgios once requested a beer during a match, demonstrating that his love of alcohol extends beyond the bar. At the 2017 French Open, Kyrgios appeared to be winning against Kevin Anderson after taking the first set. However, a second set tantrum in which he smashed several rackets and asked a fan for a beer marked the beginning of his demise. "Now get me a beer, get me one now for the love of God," he pleaded. He continued to lose the game 5-7, 6-4, 6-1, and 6-2 before walking off the court without signing any autographs and constantly muttering to himself, "It's a joke." Nick Kyrgios explodes and remains dead. He yelled at an umpire because of the color of his towels. Kyrgios was eliminated from the 2019 Rogers Cup after 67 minutes in the first round by Kyle Edmund. The Australian, though, will be remembered most for spending the majority of the game yelling at umpire Adel Noor about the color of his towels, which he wanted to be white rather than sporting the tournament's logo. After finally achieving his desire for a white towel, a furious Kyrgios reportedly yelled, "I just want to know why it took you so long to get a white towel," according to Fox Sports. Then there is the Beats by Dre advertisement. In 2015, Beats by Dre headphones chose to sign Kyrgios to a contract and took advantage of the chance to capitalize on his bad boy image. In the television commercial Play Your Own Rules, which starred Kyrgios, he was seen smashing rackets and yelling obscenities. Although the advertisement shocked tennis fans, the Australian player continued to wear them courtside. His $113,000 fight with umpire Fergus Murphy is the last, but certainly not the least. Kyrgios was harmed by this. He attacked umpire Fergus Murphy earlier this year at the Cincinnati Masters when it was determined that he was delaying serves excessively. What a funny thing. After declaring Murphy the worst referee in the game and a effing tool, Kyrgios added, "If Rafa Nadal plays that quickly, I'm retiring from tennis." In addition, he damaged 2 rackets as he left the court and afterwards seemed to spit at Murphy. The unbelievable Tesla recovery. Are you aware of this? According to a story from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, tennis player Nick Kyrgios assisted police in apprehending a man accused of stealing a Tesla from a residence in the nation's capital at gunpoint. As police chased the car in Canberra, Kyrgios used the Tesla app to keep track of it and slow it down, according to court filings. According to the court papers, a man allegedly requested the car keys from Kyrgios's mother, Norlaila Kyrgios, while brandishing a revolver. A man was taken into custody shortly after the police pursuit came to an end when the car entered a school zone. After being charged with 5 offenses connected to the event, including aggravated robbery, using a stolen car, reckless driving, and failing to halt for police, a 32-year-old man was denied bail after appearing in the Australian Capital Territory Magistrates Court. However, since pulling out of a tournament in Japan last October due to a knee injury, Kyrgios hasn't played a competitive match at the elite level. He did, however, make it to the Wimbledon final and the US Open quarterfinals last year. Do you know any off-court behaviors other than the ones mentioned above? Let us know in the comment section below. Feel free to smash the subscribe button. Also, check out other videos in the channel as well.